Welcome once again to HWH Season 8, where I am now on the fourth part of this whole entire segment of Season 8, wherein that I've chosen to build a custom layout with several different key parts here. But the main reason why I did this to begin with is because I picked out several different groupings of cars with certain key body styles that are going to be rather unique to showcase in this whole competition. Basically, how do different body styles work in this exact environment? I got a box that starts off in the layout, goes into a corner kicker, some flippers, another 180 that comes from a Track Builder Unlimited set, and a few other key pieces. Of course, there was also a loop in this whole thing, but had to remove it because it wasn't doing too well. But we also can't forget the fact that, well, this piece right here was in fact in this whole series as well, and was actually responsible for a notable amount of things here and there. But now that we got everything set up and all ready to go here, the only thing we got to do now is this. And now, since we only got 2 cups left, the only thing we got to do now is go do that. So, okay, this one's got 2 doors, so this means that coupes are taking the road. And now here we go. For the coupe lineup, we got ourselves the Oldsmobile 442, Honda Civic, Chevy Vega, Audacious, and we also got ourselves, let's see exactly what this is. Here we go, Plymouth Formula. Yeah, sometimes they're a bit confusing when they look similar to other models, but anyways, 41 Willys, 90 Acura NSX, BMW Z4 Roadster, 65 Pontiac Bonneville, and finally, a fantasy model known as Zenderfact 4. And much like how it happens before, we're going to start off with this box up here. Go into the corner, then here, and then around to here basically. Using this as a nice finishing touch for the layout. So here we go. And now, here we go. Let's start off with the good old Oldsmobile 442. Okay. I guess that's just probably how it's going to be with pretty much any model of this certain design, so I guess we'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Sorry, but that's probably just what it is. Can't really say much about it, can't really do much about them, but just let it be what it is. Next up is the 2001 Honda Civic Si. Pretty unique coupe for the time period that it was from, but let's go with this layout. Nicely done. And now we're going to go off with the custom V8 Vega for this next model here. Yeah. Like I said, can't say much, can't do much. So, I guess we'll just simply put, leave it at that. Next up is another color shift this model that I got here, known as Audacious. This model you've seen before, especially in earlier episodes of HWH. And well, much like how well it did in another Hot Wheels Hilarity episode from this season, I'd say it's nice to see some improvements here with some models that I've owned in recent years. 68 Plymouth Barracuda Formula S. I really do like the color scheme in this one. Nice flames and all, but let's see how well it does here. Well, what do you know? It's a classic from the 60s. Has that sort of squarish appearance to it, but it actually did manage to make it through, so I'm pretty happy about that. Here we got ourselves a model that actually has surprised me before then. The 41 Willys Coupe with some nice white wall tires and flames. And what do you know? It finds ways to impress me yet again. Next up is another pretty decent model in some cases, the 90 Acura NSX. A pretty blue coloring with some black, as well as a smoked out window canopy. Well, we've had that mistake before then, so not much else to reiterate here. Nice. And just like that, it's on to the next model here. BMW Roadster, pretty much. Yep. And it's a good one, too. There you go. So, another coupe manages to go from point A to point B successfully in only one shot. Now it's time for a model that is pretty long and is known to have a tendency of dragging in some ways. The 65 Pontiac Bonneville. I really like this model as a real car, but whoa! What do you know? It actually managed to go through these tight bends. Okay, so wow. What a surprise. Never would have figured that it would actually do such a thing like this. So, here we go. One last coupe, one last two-door vehicle at least. Zenderfact 4. Not necessarily a coupe like you'd see with most of the others, but let's just see how it kicks on with this layout. There you go. One last model for this entirety. This has become quite an astonishing series of presentations. 4 episodes in a row. 4 wins in a row. 4 aces in a row. All models have made it, none have failed. Apart from a few happening to get stuck in certain ways or flipped around by the corner kicker, or even a few other rarefied cases, but each of which have actually been resolved in their own unique way. So, I guess with that in mind, that concludes yet another piece of HWH. So, all that's left to do now is to focus on one last grouping. Stay tuned tomorrow for that occasion.